Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, this beautiful country, and how we're going to fix both of those things together. What I'm about to show you guys is the downfall of Gavin Newsom. Now, in wake of the horrible tragedies that are happening in Los Angeles with the fires, he's doing press tours to cover his own butt. Now, I'm going to show you a few things, but the reason that I wanted to draw this forward, I did a short earlier today with one of the clips that I'm about to show you, and I didn't expect it to continue, but he's been on a press tour all day, still doing the same things that I want to bring attention to, particularly in contrast to other actions he does when attacking the gun rights community out there. Anytime that a tragedy happens, or a murder happens, or a shooting happens, this guy's not exactly one out there to speak around tolerance and waiting for answers and figuring out through an investigation. He's pretty quick to put forth like constitutional amendments, like the 28th Amendment, and then call for gun owners and then say blood on our hands. You know, all the little who's who of gun control tactics. Everything that I'm about to show you is going to be linked in the description box below. We're going to dive into this, and I really hope I land this plane, so let me know if I do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on. If you want to spread this freedom from to and fro across this country, this is the place to be, and thank you in advance for that consideration. All right, we're going to dive into the Gavster, because you guys know how he just irks me to no end. But I do want to say something really important. My heart goes out to the people who are suffering in Los Angeles because of the mismanagement of this clown. Now, is the fires directly his responsibility? No. Is he a piss poor leader who probably didn't do anything with forethought and kind of overlooked his responsibilities along with other individuals, which led to this outcome? Probably. But that's not what I want to focus on. I'm not here to poke him and kick him while he's down. I want to draw a contrast to this because I think this is a very important contrast. While he's talking about something else and then equating it to something else we're very familiar with. All right, let's get into this. I got two clips for you, and then maybe we'll get to a third one in a second from a different Democrat. But check this out.
So all of us want to know those answers, and I just don't want to wait because people are asking me. I want to know those facts. I want them objectively determined, and that the chips fall where they may. This is not about finger pointing. You say,
I want the facts determined objectively, and may the fault fall, or may the chips fall where they may. No, because whenever there's a shooting, it's never let's objectively find what happened. It's never let's figure out where the problem occurred. It's never let's focus on the individual. It's always the gun. It's always a political expediency for the Gavster. That's why he puts out his 28th Amendment, because he thought it would catch traction and put him in the president's seat. Now, he's probably not going to go anywhere after this, but you never know, it's California. And let's be honest, in the left, you fail upward. So what we're dealing with right now is something where we only want objective fact-finding where chips will fall where they may, but that's never given to you, ever. Every shooting is your fault. Everyone watching this video always has blood on our hands. But when it comes to a fire with his fingerprints all over it, all of a sudden it's, well, let's not jump to conclusions. Very similar to what Biden did after the terror attack that happened in New Orleans on New Year's Eve, when there was a freaking ISIS flag on the back of the truck that killed 15 people. And Biden's big thing was, let's not jump to conclusions. Again, I would like to exhibit the hypocrisy in full regard. Let's keep going.
What to people who insist that these independent investigations or calls for them, are you passing the blame on to other people?
how could it be when we're doing an independent investigation and we just want the adjudication of the facts? As I say, it's not about finger pointing. It's about answering the questions you and everybody wants answered. And I think there's a propensity to wait to answer those questions. And people want immediacy. They want response and responsiveness. And so that's the idea.
Ultimately here, does the buck stop with you?
I mean, you're governor of California. You might as well be the mayor of California. We're all in this together. We're all better off. We're all better off. We're all better off. And we're working together to take care of people and to make sure people are supported. We're empathetic. And we're here not just in the immediacy of the crisis, but we're here after the crisis, as opposed to creating a crisis in the middle of this by trying to divide people and take cheap political shots.
All right, take cheap political shots. Again, we don't want to start another crisis in the middle of this crisis. Guys, zoom out a little bit and take the fires out of it and put the Second Amendment in it. This man literally is the crack shot of cheap shots politically around gun control. It's all he does. He doesn't even wait for the scene to be secure yet, and he's immediately calling for gun control every single time there's a problem. I mean, don't take cheap political shots. This guy is literally the trick shooter of cheap political shots. I mean, good Lord. But again, let's not rush to judgment. The hypocrisy is astounding. Now, let's go to the next one, because like I told, this was a press tour. I'm really surprised he actually had the balls to do a press tour, but he did. All right, this is also from today. Check this out. Excuse me, last night. Apologize.
I want to know the answers. So I'm the governor of California. I want to know the answer. I've got that question. I can't tell you about how many people, what happened. My own team saying what happened, and I want to get the answers. And when I was getting, I'll be candid with you, I wasn't getting straight answers.
Yeah.
I watched the press conference. I met with some of those leaders. We had my team start talking to local leaders, saying what's going on. Our state,
And you weren't getting straight answers from
I was getting
leaders.
different answers. When you start getting different answers, then I'm not getting the actual story, and they're assessing it, and I get that as well. You have to have a little bit of grace. Back to the point, we're in this emergency environment and everything else. So I just want to determine the facts, but no one has any patience anymore.
We just need a little bit of grace. And, because I'm involved, so we got a little bit of a grace. And no one wants to patience anymore. Really? Okay. He says something else here I want to hit on.
In this weaponized, back to the grievance of Trump, everyone else, there's immediacy. And lies travel the proverbial world, and it's hard to get the facts out there unless you have backing of those facts and you can communicate them soberly. And so that's what we're trying to achieve as relates to this. But I have 10.
Okay. It's so infuriating when the people who weaponize information and weaponize tragedies against us in our Second Amendment space are out there complaining about weaponization of fires. Because you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and this guy is literally the chief weaponizer of tragedy in order to push his political party's agenda. But now we're going to call for grace, and we don't need answers immediately. That's a little crazy. Let's not do anything rash. We'll create a crisis while another crisis is going on. Yeah. You mean like ban people's rights to a Second Amendment? You mean like impose draconian taxes on them because they believe in the Second Amendment and they have a gun? You mean like calling for the ban and the abolition of all sorts of firearms because of tragedy? You mean like that? Okay, well maybe one thing. You know what? I'm feeling like we can do this. I think we've set this up nicely. Let's jump over to Face the Nation from today. And I want to let you listen to something that this Democrat in the House said around these fires. And it's interesting, all the different talking points they're giving us for the Second Amendment fight when they come at us again. Listen to this.
One of your Republican colleagues went on Fox, Congressman Warren Davidson, and said he'd oppose having an open checkbook approach to a place that no matter how bad your policies are, would be crazy. He said, it sounds like he wants strings attached to further aid. Have you talked to Republican leadership? Have you talked to Speaker Johnson yet about coming to California?
We are planning to invite Speaker Johnson as well as President Trump to come to this area and to witness the devastation for themselves. We have already been in touch with Republican Congress members, and they have expressed that they are very open to coming and seeing what is going on. You know, these wildfires don't have any political affiliation. They don't belong to any political party.
Wait a minute. These wildfires don't have any political affiliation. They don't belong to any political party. Okay. Hey, here you go. Watch this. These shootings don't have any political affiliation. They don't belong to any political party. See how easy that is? When you're going after something that's near and dear to the Democrats in California, they are all willing to throw grace their own way, grant themselves grace, make sure you wait for the facts, make sure you have all the information. Let's not rush to judgment. Let's not weaponize things and take cheap political shots. When it's something on the Second Amendment, how much do you want to bet you're not going to hear somebody say, these shootings don't have a political affiliation. They don't belong to any political party. I would be the first one to throw them some support and love, to be quite honest with you, because the shooting issues that we deal with in these United States, whether it be individualized, whether it be gang violence, or whether it be drug-related, those are all horrible things. We can all agree on that. But only one party that seems to now want grace doesn't give grace. And the one party that seems to weaponize everything is not liking the weaponization, as they call it. And the same exact party says it's time for facts before we make any rash judgments. I don't want anything bad to happen to these people in Los Angeles. I don't want these fires to continue. I hope they're out, and I hope anything that even remotely begins a fire is being put out. I hope they all find resolution and they all taken care of. This is a long road and a long process, and it's terrible. However, I do find it pretty important to draw attention and contrast to the way these politicians are behaving now and the way they behave on another side of the thing. That's what I've got. Let me know if I landed that plane. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.